Hey, it's your guy, EC Eric Clemens, your baby boomer cruiser, coming to you from the beautiful deck of Royal Caribbean's Enchantment of the Seas. Welcome to the first in my video series. I'm going to take you and other baby boomers like us on adventures all over and tell you the good, the bad, and sometimes maybe the ugly of the cruise industry, especially for those of us retiring once every 20 seconds, for those of us who make up a huge part of this cruise industry. I want to talk to you about value. Sometimes it's not having a cheap cruise. It's more than that. It's about comfort. It's about food. It's about music. It's about what baby boomers do to keep this industry afloat. So come on with me as we start you off with the beautiful Enchantment of the Seas on Royal Caribbean. This was our first cruise out of the port of Baltimore, which is between a 5.5 and 6 hour drive for us coming from South Central Connecticut. You can find great value on most sailings from ports not in Florida for a few reasons. The ships are often older, so you can sail at a great price, and of course, if you live within a 5 to 8 hour drive, you can eliminate airfare and get to the port by car, which costs $15 per day in advance to park at the time of our spring 2022 sailing. The only drawback during embarkation was the workout needed to get from the ground to the entrance of Enchantment, which was 4 decks up. I wasn't allowed to shoot video of the ramp for security reasons, but take a deep breath and get ready for a hike. Otherwise, the embarkation process was painless as we'd met all of the pre-cruise COVID and check-in requirements. Now check with the cruise line as these can change sometimes by the day. Once on board, the Enchantment of the Seas is enchanting in an old-school cruise ship kind of way. The centrum, or main gathering area of the ship, took me back to the days of the Sovereign and Monarch in the early 90s. There was beauty in the classic design and the gold accents with marble and glass. It made me feel warm and welcome. This ship was one of the largest in the world when she debuted in 1997, but she is well maintained and gorgeous. Once on board, most of the 1,900 cruisers on this sailing were hungry, especially after that workout getting up here. Time to hit the Windjammer Cafe on Deck 9. The variety and quality of food available at this massive buffet, which has gone back to self-serve and is now open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner after the COVID restrictions, hit the spot for me and my crew. Sure, during the course of our 8-night cruise, there were some misses up here, but overall, the food was very good. Now, we booked this one kind of last minute and got an interior cabin because of the obvious lower price. Once again, the classic accents were featured with plenty of mirrors. There is no window, so bring a nightlight because it is pitch black without one. I did really like the ample storage space. There was plenty of room for clothing, toiletries, and your suitcases. But for most of us baby boomers, we might not pay a whole lot of attention to those details at first. A nice meal in the Windjammer usually means, well, you know what comes next. All right, I'm in my interior cabin. Mattress is very firm, so if you're a baby boomer and you don't like real firm mattresses, you can ask your cabin attendant to bring you a pillow top or a foam top, and if they're available, they will bring you one to lighten that loneliness sleep. My wife and I love firm mattresses, so this is great for us, but you're not gonna do anything in this interior cabin much more than sleeping and showering and getting dressed, and that's one at a time. And I spoke of showering, so don't even think about anything more than a half a person really in this bathroom. Talk about small. It is small. So, you know, the value here is you're saving a bit on your fare, but you're not getting any extras inside an interior cabin. It's all good. It's a great itinerary and everything, but an interior cabin is, in a word, small. Real small. Very small. Yeah. Let me take my glasses off. It's nap time. I'll show you the bathroom or something. Ah, yes, the bathroom. Folks, this is another reflection back to old school cruising. There's not much room in the cabin bathroom. I could literally sit on the toilet. No, I wasn't sitting that way. But I could sit on the toilet and touch my shower curtain. If you're an overweight boomer like me, strategize carefully how you shower. At least there's not much room to fall if you slip. There's still value in booking larger cabins as well, like a balcony or a junior suite, as our friends had. This space is more like a studio apartment with the same more than adequate storage space, a separated living room seating area, and a nice-sized balcony with chairs to take in the warm sea breezes if you choose. The bathroom here features a real bathtub that allows you to run a bath or shower comfortably. This felt like a mansion compared to our bath accommodations. I guess older ships like Enchantment weren't focused on cabin comfort like some of the newer ships today. Also, the room furniture seems to be getting a little bit worn, but who goes on a cruise to remain inside the cabin anyway, right? There were plenty of activities to interest you on board, which is outlined in the daily cruise compass delivered to your room. If you're a pool deck kind of person, it became a little more crowded as we pushed further south and the weather got warmer. Enchantment is more than accommodating, with 4 whirlpools, 2 pools, and a kids area on deck, which was expanded when the ship was actually cut in half during a dry dock. Many boomers prefer the solarium, an adults-only enclosed area with a couple of hot tubs and a therapeutic pool. It also has the upcharge spa and the complimentary park cafe for sandwiches and snacks, including late-night pizza. There's a good amount of table space with an outside view, and my crew and I spent some time here playing games, as well as spending time outside on the deck as we people watched. When it was dinner time, the My Fair Lady main dining room featured excellent service and menu selections. The 2-level space again features that classic design, and we really enjoyed the meals offered for lunch and dinner. I can't stress enough how excellent the food and service was. We encountered more than our share of waitstaff who remembered our names and what we like. We added specialty dining to our stay at Chop's Grill. I highly recommend this if you like excellent steak or seafood. This is an extra charge that's well worth it. You can book specialty dining in your cruise planner before your cruise. The food and service was exquisite, as was the quiet, intimate atmosphere in case you have a special occasion. Activities on board? The Orpheum Theater featured a few comedy acts which were very good, and some excellent musical numbers and shows as well. I was pleasantly surprised at how much better than average the overall entertainment is aboard Enchantment. The bands, activities, and acts weren't lame at all, as is often the widely held expectation for many cruise lines. The 2-level theater was well equipped to comfortably seat the after-dinner crowds and serve them drinks as well. After a day and a half of sailing, we arrived at the first port stop, Charleston, South Carolina. We'd never been here before, and the short walk from the pier to the market downtown presented a southern charm that is unmatched. We perused every manner of souvenir as we made our way through the market to some authentic Charleston seafood at the world-famous Hyman's Seafood Restaurant. Wow, the portions were massive. Now, we'd eaten most of ours when I shot this. The service was excellent, and I felt like I took a little piece of Charleston with me. Now, I plan to visit this city again and taste some low-country cuisine. After a stop in Port Canaveral, Florida on day 4, we wound up on Royal Caribbean's private beach getaway and water park, Perfect Day Coco Cay, on day 5. We were without grandchildren, so none of us were really up for water slides or zip lines, so we decided to hit the Cocoa Beach Club for the day. The upcharge, booked in advance, was money well spent. There's plenty of space along this selection of beach to relax and enjoy the shallow water. The Cocoa Beach Club also has its own infinity pool in case you want to experience a more controlled water environment, and so much more. So I guess this is what baby boomers like to do most when they come to a place like Perfect Day Coco Cay. Simply chill and be quiet at the beach. We paid a little upcharge to have a day pass to the Cocoa Beach Club. We got a great lunch, really huge portions, some excellent French fries, I might add, truffle fries they call them. We got our share of seagulls as well, but all in all, a wonderful experience. Plenty of space along the beach with umbrellas, even a little umbrella that you can put up and let the bartenders know that you need a drink. Just a wonderful experience if you really want to spend some extra dough and have a really upgraded experience with your own cabana attendant. Then you can pay a good $1,500 or so and rent one of the beach cabanas, which has its own private slide into the water and the whole deal. But I would suggest you do that with a bunch of friends and family members. I think they hold up to 8 or 10 people, but you can check with your travel agent or Royal Caribbean for that. But all in all, for Baby Boomer, this is a beautiful experience here at Perfect Day, Coco Cay. A reminder, you can find plenty of beach space at Perfect Day without spending an extra penny. Excellent food choices around the island are complimentary, as are spots to go relax in or near a pool or bar. Back on deck, we danced under the stars that night as we headed to our final stop of Nassau Bahamas. Us boomers had worn ourselves out a little bit dancing to disco a few nights before, but it was great to watch people having a good time grooving to the band and the DJ on a breezy night. Day 6, we stopped at Nassau Bahamas. Now, I'll be honest, it seems like every cruise I've ever been on stops here, so my wife and I usually stay on board. This time, our friend convinced us to walk through all the pier construction, pass through downtown, and hit a beachfront hotel for some lunch and relaxation. It was wonderful exercise and a wonderful time. Nassau has evolved a lot since I last saw it up close. Now, the sun was finally setting on our 8-night journey. On-board activities, entertainment, and another meal at Chops, and it was time for the 2-day sail back home. The 8-night itinerary certainly added more of a relaxing feel to this entire trip, with the return to Baltimore going pretty much without a hitch. Well, folks, our adventure aboard Enchantment of the Seas of Royal Caribbean is finally over. By the way, disembarkation was, as one of their crew members said, easy peasy. Took about 10 minutes total before we had our bags and were out to the car. Overall, the only drawback on this trip was day 8 at sea, because it was too darn cold coming back up the East Coast for us to do anything outdoors. So everybody was kind of trapped inside the ship. Other than that, excellent food, excellent service, excellent amenities, though a bit small. That's okay. An excellent itinerary. I highly recommend it as we cruised in April of 2022. So it's your guy, EC Eric Clemens, the Boomer Cruiser, saying, wherever you go on the seas, happy sailing. We'll see you next time.